Aquarius season is coming, a season of innovation and breaking free, and you can find your free mini guide in the description box. But let's talk about how you can liberate yourself and believe in miracles this Aquarius season. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Hannah and welcome back, Cosmic Warriors. Before we do dive in, if you want to learn more about astrology, then head on over to the Cosmic Check-In podcast. And if you would like to book a reading with me, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. Okay, so Aquarius season 2025. Opening this season, we have Moon in Libra making a trine with Jupiter in Gemini, and then the Sun will also join with Pluto, suggesting a pretty social tone to the season. A season where we connect within our communities, we embrace networking opportunities. A breakthrough is also likely as we possess a deep passion and drive within our stomach to break free. There is this insatiable need to break away from anything that does not align with us, aligning especially with our morals and our principles, to rebel against darker themes we disagree with. Ego and identity transformations are likely. Aquarius season invites us to consider what is true for us, what messages we highly disagree with. Aquarius, of course, is a sign that stays true to its views, to its convictions, and even if others do not agree with our views, well, it doesn't mean that we should bend our principles for the sake of pleasing others. But equally, this is also about recognizing that others are also entitled to their own opinions. This is about freedom of thought, to liberate ourselves from older structures we do not agree with, from confinement, to believe in this brighter future. And so, Sun conjunct Pluto may be a trigger point of fear, resistance, fixation, retaliation perhaps as well, to explore the unconscious parts of ourselves that we are either afraid of changing, or we're so consumed by our own views that we actually block any meaning of connection and vulnerability. The Sun-Pluto conjunction is this yearly cycle, and so such matters that come up, that arise at the beginning of Aquarius season, they will be tested over the next year, they will be challenged, but they will also be refined. But you see, this is also about exploring the depths of our hopes and our dreams, the kind of world we want to see, the types of people we wish to align with, who gets it, who isn't afraid of pushing back against authority. This is about the future that we are really striving towards. And so this Aquarius season, make a wish for it just might come true. Aquarius says, break out of that box. And look what we have here. We have the traditional ruler of Aquarius in Pisces, blended very nicely with Venus at the beginning of the season. Therefore, this is about believing in miracles. This is about visualizing, okay? To visualize, to imagine, to dream, to get lost in a world of fantasy. Venus softens the stiffness of Saturn. What are your deepest desires and yearnings this Aquarius season? Venus will then enter her pre-shadow period at the end of January, and so the things we yearn for will be explored over the next coming weeks. So much more to do with Pisces as time goes on, but it is Aquarius season that dares us to dream, okay? To visualize a better world, how you might seek to change things, revolutionize key areas, innovate, welcome a different landscape. Mixed with so much Pisces in the stars, this is also about being sensitive, compassionate, loving, patient, especially as Mars retrograde trines Pisces throughout the season. This is about turning inwards, whilst also addressing possible aggression. So, to think about assessing aggressive, emotional, or edgy experiences, how we feel about a situation becomes very important, and protecting our energy, our safe space, right, with our comfort, especially with Mars retrograde in Cancer. I mean, perhaps then these things are a big priority to us, something we cannot just simply detach from. Even though Aquarius season is known for detachment, then again, healthy detachment can be good for us. Still, rather than get tangled up in emotional enmeshment, or like we must heal others, we need to save them, be their white knight, hopefully we can step outside of the chaos, observe from a much higher place, this wider point of view, right? The famous bird's eye view of Aquarius. But do be cautious, because important feelings and emotions may be overlooked in the process. And if this happens, it may not be the best thing for our body, our mind, our connection. Pisces and Cancer then serve as reminders this Aquarius season, as reminders of feeling, healing, nourishment, self-compassion. And this is where some of the challenges can come in throughout the season, because Mercury in Capricorn will oppose Mars retrograde in Cancer, where Mars is in its fall. Such an opposition towards the end of January indicates clashes between what is emotional and what is practical, what is felt versus what is black and white. Our feelings might get hurt if someone has a very dry tone, for example. Equally, we might view another as overly emotional, or as if they have no control over themselves. This is about creating space for both signs within the polarity, to see that we can both think in responsible ways and then also slow down when we feel the time is right to do so. If we need to have a good cry, if we need a snack, a break, take the time. Then return to the task at hand. Now, a couple of days before February, Mercury will then enter Aquarius, aligning with Pluto. We might appear aloof or cold to some people if we don't support them in the way that they want us to support them. Be mindful of emotional manipulation, but also ask yourself honestly if you're being a bit nonchalant because you don't want to deal with something much deeper within yourself. During Aquarius season, especially with Pluto involved, we can be fanatical, extremist, demand things be our way by really aligning with our own ideals. Thankfully for us, Pluto can really help us enter the underworld and shine a light on what is hidden there, especially with the sun involved at the beginning, to explore what our unconscious is saying about fairness, equality, the greater good. Then again, if we can sense that our emotions are being toyed with, hopefully we do not give in to all the drama. Still, this combination of Mercury and Pluto also points to our sharp intuition and our powerful flashes of insight, great for focus and concentration. We can discuss complex subjects. As for the modern day ruler of Aquarius throughout the season, Uranus creates a sextile with the Pisces planets, inviting some exciting changes to do with our dreams, our fantasies, our visions. This can be, of course, very enlightening, awakening. So these moments can be enlightening and awakening, seeing things in a whole new way from this place where we can inspire others, seeing how the physical and the spiritual can align by supporting us along our path, calling out to God, having our prayers be answered, new visions about attraction, beauty, art, and finances. And as the Sun trines Jupiter around the same time, just before Jupiter turns direct in February, so Jupiter will turn direct on the 4th of February, what a time to give generously and openly, hopefully seeing remarkable changes to our groups, within our communities, within our teams, feeling lucky and blessed, grateful, just see a brighter future. When it comes to clubs and communities and organizations we're a part of, big themes of togetherness and unity here. And with Jupiter turning direct throughout the season, a perfect time to move forward after refining our communication skills and reviewing our thoughts. We will also continue to be set free from any restrictions and limitations as the weeks go on. And then as Venus enters Aries throughout February, she will sextile Pluto for a hot and steamy tone within our relationships. This is about feeling the passion and the fire, intimacy, honesty, bravery, courage, all whilst the Mercury Cassimi in Aquarius invites an intellectual breakthrough. Like, whoa, I never saw it like that before. Knowing what I know now, there is no way I can return to the old life, to that older version of myself. Now, do keep in mind, however, that before Venus's move, she will align with the North Node and Neptune in Pisces. She will also oppose the South Node. Any compulsive fixing or unreasonable expectations within our relationships can be let go of, but do also be mindful of being blinded by illusions. Sure, this energy helps us see the best in people, but try and not get carried away by a fantasy only to be later disappointed. Then, of course, towards the end of Aquarius season, the Sun will square Uranus and Mercury will enter Pisces. A little shock, a wow factor, a fascination, being surprised in a way that feels uncomfortable. Perhaps a part of us will change throughout the season, which we will not be able to be ready for it. It's almost like, oh no, I'm not sure. But boom, you'll sort of be forced to change. Forced to experience a change anyway. All logic might also go out the window as Mercury enters Pisces, urging us to embrace the unknown, that often our mind cannot predict what it does not see. The ending of Aquarius season says, I surrender. I am open to whatever gifts and blessings you have for me, universe. 4, I never give up hope. Okay, so with the general overview of Aquarius season out of the way, let's get into your horoscopes. And if you are enjoying this video so far, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more content. And if you're interested in the astrology cheat sheets I have created, the link for those cheat sheets will be down below. I hope that you're finding this video to be helpful so far. Just let me know, and thank you so much. Okay, so first up we have Aries. Aries, this Aquarius season, you are going to liberate yourself when it comes to certain ideals or collective hopes and visions that you no longer align with. This could also be regarding communities or friendships, groups, organizations that you do not align with anymore. There's a breaking free influence when it comes to these areas. And I'm also going to say that Venus will enter your sign throughout the season, and so what will be brought into focus quite a bit for you is that of value, self-worth. Perhaps for some of you, it is about literally putting yourself first. It could be even about embracing a new chapter when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your finances, and then to think about the ways in which you will believe in miracles. Well, perhaps there is something that you're dreaming about, that you visualize, that could seem like it's impossible. It could seem like, oh, that would never happen. But actually, it's something that you're yearning for, right? So maybe take some time throughout the season to explore what your visions and wildest dreams are trying to communicate to you. Especially thinking about how those matters throughout the season could be a part of the next chapter, part of the next step for you when we consider how many planets are going to be moving into your sign throughout the year. Though what I will also mention here, Aries, is remember that your ruler Mars is still retrograde. It's retrograde in your 4th. So do keep in mind just throughout this season, Aquarius season, to take some time to honestly review what you need. I think over the past couple of weeks and throughout the season, it is important to still nurture yourself and to nourish your body. Okay, so Taurus. When we think about Aquarius season for you this year, the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself, I think, will be about career, success, progress, promotions. Maybe a lot of this stuff will be about management, just your professional life. But also, there could be many themes to do with your very reputation, status, your life's work, things like that. So we could see a breaking free influence. We could see a new way of doing things, just liberating yourself. Even to consider perhaps here, Taurus, what does success mean to you? What does that look like? And to further highlight that the ways in which you're going to believe in miracles throughout the season, well, I think a lot of this will be about community, unity, togetherness, aligning maybe with people who share the same inspirations as you, or maybe they're following a similar spiritual path as you. Maybe it's about connecting with like-minded people where there is that healthy spiritual exchange. You come from the heart. It could be a very healing process, of course. And to further say here that your fairy ruler, Venus, is going to be in Pisces for a majority of Aquarius season. So keep in mind that Venus is exalted in Pisces, and there will be that stronger connection with Saturn and then with Neptune. So we could look at this as maybe you solidifying a certain relationship, solidifying a certain group activity, or it could be a networking situation where it is like, I feel, a lot of this is feeling, I feel connected, I feel aligned on a very deep spiritual level with this person or with these people. But then you see Venus, your ruler, will come into your 12th house throughout the season. And keep in mind that yes, Venus will retrograde and it will be in its pre-shadow period by the time, but still, maybe that's when you'll be invited to really get quiet, and a lot of that quietness, that stillness will be about passion. And it will also speak to what it is that you strongly desire, what it is that gets you going, right? What you're really attracted to when it comes to relationships. So do keep that in mind, that that's what you're really going to get quiet about and reflect upon. Gemini. All right. Aquarius season invites you perhaps to liberate yourself when it comes to certain deeply held beliefs that just don't align with you anymore. This could also be specifically about particular philosophies that maybe you were interested in or you were deeply curious about, but still there is a breaking free influence. Maybe also it's slightly about innovating your philosophical beliefs or views. Maybe also it's about innovating your teachings or liberating yourself from a certain way of teaching. It could be even a sense of rebelling, and it's this out with the old, in with the new influence, again related to your teachings, your wider messaging. This could also be related to publications. This could be related to what you broadcast, what you share. Okay, then moreover, when we think about believing in miracles this Aquarius season, I think what you're going to be asked to think about more deeply is that of success, is that of what really fulfills you when it comes to your profession. Maybe it is that you've been praying for a miracle. Maybe it is that you've been really wanting to create great change, effective, long-lasting change within your life, to do with your career, to do with your profession, to do with recognition, long-term goals, things like that. So yeah, Aquarius season could be a season where you're asked to believe in the unexplainable, the unimaginable, the impossible. You're asked to maybe follow your dreams, your deeper yearnings when it comes to success in your professional lives. But hey, you know what? At the same time, I think that it's also important to recognize healthy limits, healthy expectations, because Saturn's also going to be a part of this naturally. So there is that. Just thinking about, any particular pressures that you put on yourself too, Gemini. Then with your ruler, Mercury, well, Mercury is going to come into both, well, it's going to start from your 8th and then come into your 9th and your 10th. So this trajectory of Mercury throughout Aquarius season could just be more about, okay, considering first of all how you manage shared resources, shared accounts to be a bit, let's say, sensible, practical, and realistic about those areas. Then we come into, okay, time to innovate, time to really change things, switch things up when it comes to those wider visions of yours, when it comes to your teachings. Hey, maybe such matters could also be related to wanting to travel or wanting to explore the unknown, right? Unfamiliar territories there. Could also be about just widening your worldview in many ways. And then we come towards more the end of Aquarius season, and I think mentally you're sort of going to be strongly thinking about your future. You're going to strongly be thinking about how you wish to maybe follow or align with your spiritual guidance in many ways. And do remember that Mercury will retrograde in both Pisces and Aries a few weeks later. But I think with Mercury being your ruler, what's going to come up for you when it comes to these areas is going to be pretty important. Okay, so Cancer, we have here you liberating yourself throughout Aquarius season by maybe breaking free from anything that's outdated or anything that just doesn't align with you anymore when it comes to intimacy, trust, bonding with others. It could also be that there are certain matters to do with shared resources or debts, repayments, things like that, that you're breaking away from or that you want to change, you want to innovate in some way. There could also be this sense of liberation, even when it comes to your psychology and maybe exploring your shadow. And the ways in which you're going to believe in miracles throughout Aquarius season, I think a lot of it is going to be about exploring spiritual territories, exploring the unknown, opening yourself up maybe to different destinations or different belief systems. Perhaps a part of it is especially about addressing limiting beliefs. And also, there could be something about believing in miracles when it comes to your teachings, when it comes to what you publish, what you share, what you broadcast. Maybe there are some yearnings, deeper yearnings present there when it comes to these areas for you. Travel could very well be on the cards as well, in terms of maybe you want to plan a trip, maybe you're really wanting to get away, escape for a little bit, retreat for a little bit. And so these areas could be brought into focus throughout Aquarius season in some way. And do keep in mind, throughout the season, there will be a new moon, which will happen in Aquarius, and a full moon, which will happen in Leo. So this will happen on your second 8th house axis, Cancer. So when we think about the moon being your ruler, I think Aquarius season is going to bring into focus just a lot of stuff to do with finances, a lot of stuff to do with your personal resources, spending, things like that, but also your significant others, how you share, how you combine resources and materials. All right, so moving on to Leo. Leo, this Aquarius season, you're going to liberate yourself when it comes to relationships and partnerships. This is about breaking away from outdated patterns, methods, behaviors, attitudes when it comes to relating to others. Maybe a part of it especially is about, okay, well, we can't really reach a win-win outcome here, or we can't really compromise on this situation here. Or it could be about addressing your own resistance to that, your resistance to possibly wanting to change or do things in a different way, right? And also, this could even be within itself quite a healing time in a way, because if you are challenged by your partner, your friend, your significant other, whoever it is, that will give you an opportunity to explore your own unconscious drives and motivations and things like that. And if there is any struggle, that within itself can be a time to liberate yourself, to say, okay, I can free myself from this situation. Maybe because you'll be able to integrate your own shadow. Plus, believing in miracles could be about these fantasies or these dreams or visions you have to do with shared accounts, shared resources. Maybe it's about kind of what you want to do in combination with another person. Maybe it's about paying off debts. Maybe it's about managing other people's money. Hey, this stuff could also be about your own work, craft, when it comes to the occult, when it comes to the paranormal, things like that. Even your own psychological processes, your own psychological healing journey that you're on here, Leo. So yeah, there could be a lot of themes that come up that maybe come up as a way to help you address them. Look at the unconscious, explore the unknown, and that within itself can help you maybe feel a bit more whole, or can help you feel a bit more aligned with what you spiritually need. Then with the sun, right? So the sun is going to be in your 7th house throughout the season. So what will really be into focus, what will really be brought into focus, especially throughout Aquarius season for you, Leo, is looking across at you. It's like looking at the shadow, looking at anything that is being mirrored back at you from other people. Things to do with rebellion, things to do with liberation and breaking free, or things to do with having really strong opinions and views about things. Okay, so Virgo, this Aquarius season, the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself will be about maybe breaking away from certain routines, habits, rituals, day-to-day stuff that just do not align with you anymore. Could also be habits, especially to do with your productivity levels. Maybe also a part of this will be liberating yourself from perhaps certain health regimes or diets or ways of eating, things like that could be really looked at, and you can look at it as, right, okay, this is no longer working. I want to break free. I want to innovate. Hey, that's not another thing. You may innovate when it comes to your work, when it comes to your services, your diet, your fitness. Then the ways in which you're going to believe in miracles this Aquarius season, Virgo, is maybe about partnerships, clients, customers. Maybe you've been praying for a miracle for quite a while when it comes to these areas. So you may find that, sure, certain dreams could come true, or it's that there could be a miraculous event, something like that could happen when it comes to relationships and partnerships. And then also that can be about business too. Just remember that. Also, your ruler Mercury will start from your 5th and then come around to the 7th. So actually, Aquarius season is a really good opportunity for you to firstly maybe look at the structure and the ways in which you build steadily when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to creative projects, things like that. And then you will come into this part of the season where it's more so about trying to innovate or make certain changes or to experiment in some way, shape, or form when it comes to your daily rituals and habits, schedules, routines. And then coming into the 7th house towards the end of the season, I think communication will be a pretty vital thing when it comes to your relationships. Maybe communicating what it is that you see, what it is that you think, or how you wish to even move forward with a significant other, or within a business. Could be like a contract, an agreement, something like that comes up. Okay, so Libra, the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself this Aquarius season is by, maybe innovating when it comes to your creativity, or could be breaking free from a certain creative strategy or a creative project that no longer aligns with you. This could also be the ways in which you show up for your children, certain behaviors that you present when it comes to maybe providing for your children, supporting your children. Or it could be that there are certain areas when it comes to your own children where you have to kind of reflect and think, okay, well, what needs to change here because this is no longer working. Plus, this could also be about liberating yourself when it comes to romance, when it comes to love, when it comes to sex. Okay, so there could be those sort of themes that come up during the season. Plus, with Pisces in your 6th, I think the ways in which you're going to believe in miracles will be about work, service. It will be about co-workers. Maybe you'll be praying for this miracle to happen when it comes to a work situation, or it's that you just want to get along with certain coworkers, or you just want things to go really well when it comes to your daily routines and habits. Your health could also be brought into focus quite a bit. And just remember here too, Libra, that Venus is your ruler. And with Venus in your 6th house for a majority of the season, I think that yes, this is where we're going to see significant shifts and changes happen for you when it comes to your health and productivity levels and your well-being overall, I think. And naturally, Venus will come into your 7th house, so it will oppose you more towards the end of the season. And so do remember there will be the retrograde, which will happen. But I think this could invite the beginning stages to do with, okay, well, what imbalances are happening when it comes to my relationships? Is there something that I'm wanting when it comes to my passions within my relationships? And how can I maybe go about having those needs met? Then moving on to Scorpio. So the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself here, Scorpio, throughout Aquarius season is by breaking free from any maybe emotional patterns, emotional cycles and habits that no longer align with you. It could be also innovating when it comes to family matters, when it comes to your living situation. There's just significant changes happening here when it comes to your home life. Plus, we could look at this as breaking free from certain family dramas or habits or family situations, which you kind of step back from and you observe and you think, that's not really aligning with what I need emotionally. Then the ways in which you're going to believe in miracles throughout Aquarius season could be really related to your creativity, your inspiration. It could be about your art. It could be about the things that bring you joy and happiness. Maybe it's about getting into this greater flow when it comes to your creativity, or it could be that you are praying for some sort of miracle, perhaps when it comes to a romantic situation, a child-related situation. Then with your ruler Mars still being retrograde in Cancer in your 9th, what could also really come up is just continuing to reflect upon your deeply held beliefs, reflecting upon especially your beliefs related to family and home. Maybe even a part of this is about how it is that you teach others from this place of empathy and support, or how it is that you even publish, publishing from that place, how you really get to the depths of a situation, how you can bring your emotional intelligence to the table. Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself this Aquarius season, I think is so much about communication. It's about your voice. It's about your speech. It's also about learning as well. Maybe this is about breaking free from outdated patterns there. Maybe it's also about transportation. It's about how you show up within your local area, your local neighborhood. Maybe it's about breaking away from certain relationships to do with cousins or neighbors or siblings, or it's having to create some healthy space. Then again, we also think about here believing in miracles. So believing in miracles could be more so related to that of your home life, your family life, any deep desires or yearnings you have there to do with family, to do with your living situation. So this is where we could see this believing in miracles stuff show up for you. Okay, so Capricorn, the ways in which you're going to liberate yourself this Aquarius season is really about your finances, your resources, how you spend money, how you earn money, breaking free from outdated ways of doing things. Yes, it's time to innovate when it comes to your finances, Capricorn. And then thinking about how you're going to believe in miracles, a lot of that stuff I think is going to be about, okay, what is it that you really want to say? What is your true voice? And what I mean by this is whenever you really listen to your inner voice, what is that trying to tell you about the way you communicate, about the way you learn, about the way you connect the dots, how you process information? There could be something quite interesting or fascinating that comes through, maybe something related to your intuition or fantasy or your imagination. Then we think about Aquarius. So Aquarius, the way you're going to liberate yourself, of course, it's your season. Happy birthday to all of you solar Aquarians out there. This is so much about you. It's about your identity. It's about your life path. This is about new beginnings. There could be a new chapter up ahead for you in some way, shape, or form, Aquarius. This could be about innovating when it comes to the next step, forging your own path, independence, freedom, all the good stuff here, Aquarius. Then with believing in miracles, this stuff could be about your resources. Maybe you've been praying for a miracle, you've been hoping for things to change, for something to move when it comes to your finances, the way you earn money, the way you spend it, save it, etc. So yeah, we could see some interesting themes to do with miraculous events, to do with your resources and your finances this Aquarius season. And lastly, Pisces, this Aquarius season, I think the way you're going to liberate yourself is actually by being able to put yourself first. This is about being able to switch off when you can, being able to separate yourself a little bit from other people, to know what's yours, what's others. Also, solitude, retreating. Maybe also a big part of this is about being able to tap into, these wider visions of yours, which you're so good at, but to really innovate when it comes to them, right? This is about breaking free when it comes to even yourself undoing in some way, shape, or form, how you might be getting in your own way. To rebel in some way, shape, or form against that part of yourself and saying, no, not today, we're not doing that. And then to also consider the ways in which you can believe in miracles. Remember that with Venus being in your sign for a majority of the season, Saturn's there, everything else, this is about building for your own future. This is about what the foundations you've been putting in place when it comes to your next step, your next stage, your next phase here, Pisces. Keep in mind the North Node is also in your sign, so a big part of the year and of course this season is about yourself. This is about what you stand for, and this is about the life that you want to live. Okay everyone, so that concludes your horoscopes for this Aquarius season. I hope this video helped you prepare for the season ahead. If you find it to be helpful, you can always buy me a coffee. Stay tuned for more and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.